Being 7 o'clock on January 5th, 2022, I'd like to open the planning board meeting for tonight. First up, we have a public hearing for Foursquare site plan modification, number 144 Service Road.
Yes, they had proposed some modifications to their original approved site plan. I had talked to some representatives of them today. Mike Andres had done a review and they haven't had an opportunity to address his comments from his review. So they had requested that we continue the public hearing until the following meeting to give them an opportunity to address his comments. It's nothing like really outstanding or major, but it's some issues, some stormwater issues and everything that have to be addressed with the application in odor.
I got you. Let me just read the public hearing notice first.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. In accordance with section 200-3.2, 200-7.1D, and 200-7.2 of the Charlton zoning bylaw, the Charlton planning board will hold a public hearing on Wednesday, January 5th, 2022 at 7 o'clock in the planning board office room in the George C. McKinstry Building, 37 Main Street, Charlton, Mass. On the application of Foursquare Holdings LLC 20 Centerville Road, Warwick, Island 02886 for modification of the approved site plan. The applicant has received a special permit for marijuana cultivation and processing in an existing 20,000 square foot building with a proposed 1,000 square foot addition and approval for a retail marijuana establishment. The property is located at 144 Service Road. Census map 30, block C, parcel 13 is zoned industrial general. Copies of the site plan modification application is available for inspection at the planning board office. The town clerk's office during regular business hours. Any person interested or wishing to be heard should appear at the time and place designated.
We're here. We're the abutters.
Okay, all right, no problem. And your name, just for the record?
Patrick Benoit, Amanda Jenks.
Okay, just your address for the record as well?
1 Sturbridge Road, Charlton, Mass.
Perfect. Thank you very much. All right, so Randy, as you said, they have some drainage issues that they need to take care of per Mike Andrews' report.
Okay.
Is that correct, Randy?
So when is the next date of the next meeting? We really need to address these people. They're going against things we made agreement with the original people who opened Foursquare.
Yep.
These are now new owners, new people, and they're going against agreements that we made.
Okay, now, have you
And I've also
talked?
had problems with them starting construction before 7 a.m.
Okay, all right. Randy, have you been aware, are you aware if there's an issue with the neighbor and the applicant at their site?
No, I mean, the neighbor did come in and look at the revised plans, but I didn't realize there were some issues. Our next meeting is January 19th.
Okay, I mean, the problem with this is it's costing me huge money. I lost $300 to make this meeting tonight by having to leave work.
Okay,
And, you know, this is a big issue for me to deal with these people. We've asked for a sit down with them. They have not called us back. I spoke with the foreman. He claims, okay, we won't do it again. They've been better about it, but even still, it's ridiculous.
okay.
They've got people sitting up against the fence line, smoking and everything else on breaks. You know, I have dogs and I've addressed them that I have a reactive dog. You know, the original agreement said no parking along that fence line. Now they want to put parking in on the fence line. You know, the original agreement did not talk about spotlights in the back area. Now they want to put spotlights up that are going to go right and directly into my master bedroom.
Ma'am,
Never mind, we have endangered bats all in that swamp behind us. You know, what kind of issue is it going to cause? We took down our spotlight because it was an issue for the bats. You know, it affects the way that they can eat and everything else, and they're endangered. You know, we took down our spotlight because of that.
Ma'am,
So now people are going to be allowed to put all kinds of spotlights up.
ma'am, you had a private agreement with them?
When we did the original plans, they came to us and they said, we will not put parking along that fence line. That's why there's no parking in our original plans. I have the original plans also.
No.
They said at the town meeting,
What I'm
that
asking
there
is,
would be no parking.
do you have an agreement with them that I could show our engineer with the
I don't have a
plans?
written agreement. They said in the meeting, that's why there was no parking in the plans. They would not put parking there.
All right, we can go back because it's.
And it should be in the minutes of the original application. Okay,
I do remember that. I remember that there was no parking there for that reason. And, it was agreed
Exactly,
to
'cause
by Crystal.
We couldn't get an 8-foot fence put up. And the thing is, I lay on the other side of that fence all summer long in chairs because our pool's right there. You know, what if somebody doesn't put their brake on and they come flying through that fence? I mean, I think it's a big safety issue not to have that there.
okay, I will bring that up to our engineer too, so he can comment on that in his review. If there's not
Okay.
supposed to be parking there, then they shouldn't be showing it on the plans.
And the
then
new plans that they submitted show it.
Okay, then I'll make sure that our engineer addresses it.
Okay. Like I said, I
Okay.
feel like it's a safety problem.
The lighting as well, Randy, you mind just checking what the plan was on the original? And then.
Yes,
make
I'll
it-
do that. Yep.
to have them-
Because I'm not a blueprint reader. I just know what the original conversations were. Now, what was his name? Dan Huggins? Not,
Dawn.
no, Don, the original one. Was it Don? One
No,
of the
that was-
original lawyer, of the
Dan-
four score.
Dan
Yes, Dan.
Glickman?
Yes, I think that's his name. He called us outside of a meeting and told us that there was a problem with the brush along the road in front of our house, according to a report that you came back with saying that they had to cut that all back or do something in order for them to open the recreational and marijuana or the medical sales side, because it would be too much of a risk. And it was a report he said that you guys told him they had to do, and that they would get back to us. And I said, I'm not okay with you cutting all my bushes down out there because it holds my hill back in front of my house. They said, okay, we'll get back to you. I've heard nothing. So
Hmm.
now what, is somebody just gonna come cut bushes on my property?
Are the bushes in the easement or are they on your property?
They're against the front edge, yes, but we were told when he contacted us that he had to get permission from us to do anything with them.
All right, can we go back in the meeting minutes, Randy, is just.
Like I said, he personally called me for this,
Yeah,
but it was
Okay.
something that you guys must have given him a report on. Because he said the town is requiring us to come up with a solution to open that up, because there's not enough view.
Yes, it's probably a sightline issue, but I'll go back and look at it. and
Exactly, because
give my
it's
kids
a
the
tough area
information.
right there, you know, I
Yeah.
get that, but it's the hill in front of our house. I mean, I know you guys are all here in Charlton. You remember several years ago, we had a fatal accident in our driveway. And it was actually that embankment that protected the house from getting a car to go through it. Because she
Okay.
hit the embankment and rolled into our driveway side over side and she died. But the point, that has nothing to do with it. But my point is I don't really want my hill taken out. You know, that's what holds up my house. So if you cut all the bushes out, nothing's holding it from eroding away. And I said that to them. They said, well, we don't really want to do a retaining wall or anything. I said, I don't know what to tell you, but you're not cutting away my bushes to let it just erode into the road. Because it's a steep incline right there.
Okay,
gotcha. All right, so Randy,
Randy, can we highlight on this plan, the differences between the previous plan and this plan? Or at least have them side by side?
yes.
I don't remember the details about this. I remember little bits and pieces, but it would be good to know what they're changing from the original so we can figure out why it was the original to begin with.
Very
Okay.
sorry. We showed up at the town hall because we thought the meeting was here. So I apologize. We're trying to do this.
no, I appreciate you guys logging so we can hear these issues, and I apologize about the Zoom. We had some COVID issues in the office this week.
Yeah, I apologize. It was last minute. We weren't planning on it.
So, all
No
right, so,
problem. Like I said, we just luckily saw it and that's how we were able to get in on it.
yeah, all right, perfect. All right, are there any other questions from the board or a motion to continue this to January 19th? We'll be at 7 o'clock, Randy,
Yes,
19th? All right,
Any other comments?
yeah.
I don't think, I mean, the rest of it we'll address with them, I guess, when we
can see them, because there was a lot of other questions that, the original site plans never addressed. The original group talked about compost. Well, are they still doing compost now that it's a whole new group that seems to be involved just under their name? Because that's what it is. So now, what are they doing with the compost and all the soils with all the fertilizers? Because that concerns me, because is that going to be running off into my well water or the swamp behind us?
Yeah.
They never answered all these questions, and we've been on hold for 2 years.
Through the chair.
Right ahead, Don.
So I think there's a lot of things that need to be addressed with this plan, but without them here and without feedback from our engineer, I'm not sure there's anything we can do tonight. Maybe
Okay.
we postpone the rest of the hearing until next meeting on the 19th. So if nobody has any objections, I'll make a motion that we postpone this public hearing until January 19th.
Yes.
The next one at the time to be determined.
All right, we have a
Second
second.
that.
All right, we'll do, all those in favor, roll call. Gene Vincent,
Gene's on mute.
Gene's on mute.
Okay, aye.
Okay.
Sorry
Alicia?
about that. Aye.
All right, Don Clay,
Don Clay, aye.
John Smith,
John Smith, aye.
Bill Fontaine,
Bill Fontaine, aye.
Ross Missy, aye. All right, thank you very much. All right, next up, we got East End LLC, 166 Worcester Road, site plan field modification.
Yes, they had proposed a field modification for along L. Stevens Road where they were going to have a tree and fence buffer. They have since decided to have a just tree buffer. They presented the plan to Mike Andrades. He's in favor of it and feels that it's insignificant enough that it can be done as a field modification versus a full site plan modification.
All right, is everyone familiar with this site, the corner of Route 20 and L. Stevens?
And the owner of the property is here also, or Peter Boyd representing the property.
Hello, Mr. Chair.
Hi, yes, Peter.
So what we're proposing is there's an existing dilapidated fence that is there. We cut some trees down and we realized how bad a shape that fence is in. So rather than, investing all the money into this new building and making the site nice and pretty and having that dilapidated fence remain, we'd like to remove that fence and just do a tree buffer instead. I think it'll lay out better and it'll still look good and provide the screening necessary.
All right, are there any questions from the board? On the
Sure.
modification?
So from L. Stevens, you're gonna be looking at the back of the building, is that right?
Yes,
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
You've got a neighbor across the street?
Currently, yes, we actually have that property under agreement.
Okay. Okay. That was a rather large lot. And I know that she had talked about selling it and wanting it to change to CB or something from Village.
That right now that property is mixed. It's half CB and half agricultural. I guess that'll be a different discussion we'll be having.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, so for now, as far as that abutter is concerned, like I said, we have that property under agreement. And again, I'm not proposing no buffer whatsoever. I just don't want to have to leave, again, a wooden stockade fence that's half fallen down throughout that property line. I'd rather be able to take the fence down, clean it up, put some shrubs there instead. That'll look nicer and kind of last longer.
And the other option is replace the fence with something more sturdy or something more appealing.
Could, I'm not sure it would be as appealing though. That's the thing.
Okay.
And again,
Alright.
even from where that neighbor is, from her current house, she'd be looking over an 8-foot fence anyways, because of the way the elevation is. So it's not like that 8-foot stockade fence is actually blocking any of the view from that side of the road because of the way the elevations play out.
Yeah, I'm just thinking driving up that road too, but that's fine. Okay.
Again, hopefully
Yeah, answer my
it's a new building. I'm not gonna try and build an eyesore that people don't want to.
Yeah, no, understood.
All right, any other questions from the board on the modification? Anyone have an issue with it? All right, hearing none, seen none. Do we have a motion to approve the site plan modification for East End LLC at 166 Worcester Road?
I'll make a motion to approve the field modifications at 166 Worcester Road for East End LLC.
I second. John Smith.
Okay, John Smith, second. All right, all those in favor, Gene Vincent,
Aye.
Lisa Vick,
Aye.
Don Clay,
Aye.
John Smith,
Aye.
Bill Fontaine,
Aye.
Ross Nancy, aye, unanimous. All right, next up,
Great, thank you, everyone.
Yep, no problem. It's not 7:20 quite yet. Since that is a public hearing that is on the agenda. Randy, could we do
We could do one of these extension requests. We have Forever Hopeful and then Carpenter Hill Road Solar.
let's do the Forever Hopeful LLC site plan annual approval extension request, which is 16 Worcester Road, which is
Yeah, for those who aren't familiar, we actually had a discussion last time because this is where the Yankee Diner is, where they were proposing this mini strip mall. And I guess there's an issue about water there, that they don't have it. So they were keeping their options open, but at this time, they don't know when or if they're going to build something, but they're just trying to keep their application alive. So it's purely, I mean, it's been, unfortunately, I don't have the dates in front of me. The original application was approved quite a few years ago now.
Is there a water line that goes up in front of that property?
from what I recall.
I get Pete's on the line. Maybe he can answer that.
Yes, there is a water line, but it's dry. So the current water line that's active comes up Stafford Street, hits Route 20 and heads east. So that portion of water line there is dry from Carpenter Hill Road or Stafford Street, west to Route 169.
There's no plan to activate it any time in the near future.
It's been discussed. I know the property owners called me a couple times. They could, it comes down to having enough usage there to be able to require the water line to be turned on and that water not get stagnant. So
Right.
I'm not sure that development satisfied the need. And without having a lot of other uses in that area, there is a 12-inch line there that holds quite a bit of water. So there just isn't the turnover there necessary.
Where does that line end? Does it just go from Stafford just down the hill, or?
That line ends right in front of the old Christensen gas station because that was part of the Oxford, the water line coming from Oxford that was installed.
Oh, just before the bridge.
Yeah, so it ends just before the bridge. So in order to connect that to the water line coming up from 169 that heads further west, you'd have to do that bridge crossing, which is not the easiest thing to do.
It just seems to like, again, kind of a waste of good property to have it so close but unusable, which seems typical of a lot of the water lines in town.
Well, I think depending how creative the property owner wanted to get, they could connect to the water line up on Carpenter Hill Road at the intersection. but I'm not sure. Again, I think the water line issue is maybe one of a couple of issues there. So I don't believe it's the only issue because I don't believe it's insurmountable. So
Yeah, this is a tough spot to get in and out of if you were thinking about a bigger development.
And it's only gonna get tougher.
Yeah,
Yep, nope, understood. Okay. Just trying to get a little background information there on that stretch.
All right. Do we have a motion to approve the annual extension request?
I'll make
I
a
guess-
motion.
Oh,
Uh,
go ahead, John.
Well, make the motion first, and we'll have a second, then we can discuss it a little bit.
Okay, I'll make a motion to accept the extension.
And I'll second it just for the sake of entering a discussion.
Yep, go right ahead.
So the only concern I have now is this plan's been out there for a while, but that intersection has drastically changed or potentially drastically changed since that site approval has been approved. So anything that was done or approved at that point didn't take into consideration traffic in that area and potential issues we may have with that. So do we really want to extend the current site plan, or do we want to put that back on the owner to readjust for the new numbers?
Hmm.
If we approve something there and it becomes a hazard, it's on us.
That's a very good point, Don. I wasn't thinking of that.
Yeah. I guess,
Through
what
the-
could we- go ahead, John.
Through that's, I agree with you, Don, but does he have any recourse of grandfathering on this? Because he's got his name in the queue for so long, or can we control that with like an updated plan?
well, the board has the opportunity to do whatever they feel is necessary, so they could go from approving it to denying or anything in between. So if they wanted to, the board wanted to see, say, an updated traffic report before the project is, a notice proceed is given for the project, the board is within their right to ask that.
Yeah, 'cause just thinking about that property, how would they take a left out of there?
No way.
Yeah.
But I don't think there are any restrictions on that now, so
Yeah,
maybe we approve it with the stipulation that they need to come forward with a new traffic plan and, some updates there. So I don't, we either approve it or we don't approve it, or we approve it with the stipulation. I
think-
have not seen this site plan, so I don't know what they were planning or what the conditions are. When was the site plan filed originally? It's got to be over 5-6 years old.
Yeah, yes, it is.
Yeah.
maybe 2000s, I think.
Yeah,
The 2000s.
it was a
When was
little,
it? 2000, you said?
In the 2000s.
Yeah,
04, maybe
Yeah.
06, in that
I
range.
think it was
this-
near the
this
time
site
of the
plan is 15
recession.
years old.
Yeah,
Can we
I'm not-
approve it with stipulations that they need to present something else to us at the time that they're going to do anything?
Yeah,
Or
they
do we
have-
just let
they
them
can res-
make,
they could, you could require them to provide us with an updated traffic study prior to the board issuing a notice to proceed, and that it gets reviewed to the satisfaction of the board. Because presenting the study is one thing, making sure it's okay is the second half of that problem,
Yeah.
to ensure that they're addressing the traffic concern, because so much has changed.
So much has changed between then and now, and so much will have changed between now and 5 years from now. So I'm cautious going forward with what they have, not knowing what they have in there and whether it's okay. So I don't know, maybe we review that plan again and take a look at it. I don't know.
You want, we can, I mean, they've submitted the request in time, so we could put this off till the next meeting and dig out the original plan so that the board can look at it at our next meeting to see exactly what they were proposing to do. You don't have to make the decision on it tonight. They put their request in time, so they're
Okay.
covered.
Okay. I said we just take a quick look at it, just to familiarize everybody with what's being built there.
Yeah, I agree with that. I'd hate to make a wrong decision or burden, the developer anymore without us having to look at it. I don't think it's a very big site that can really change the traffic drastically, but it's definitely worth looking at what their intentions are.
Yep.
All right, so we'll table this.
Yeah.
Does anyone withdraw their motion? As far as-
Yeah, I'll withdraw the motion.
Well,
Do I make a motion to withdraw the motion?
Good. All right. Being past 7:20, we got a public hearing for Edward Services LLC site plan application, fuel station and convenience store, 16 Sturbridge Road, which is Route 20.
if they're not ready to, sorry, Ross,
Go ahead.
to the chair, if they're not ready, do we want to open the public hearing? Do we need to open that tonight or?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna just put on the
Sorry.
table here, is what the board wants to do. I think that, correct me if I'm wrong, Randy, is there some deficiencies with the?
Yeah, in
plan?
the application that it's
Yep.
not ready to be heard yet.
Okay,
To the chair, Steve Peichel, Burton Engineering.
go right ahead, Steve.
Thank you, Ross.
Yep.
Just 2 points, and this is just, I'd like to leave that with you before we ask for a continuance. In the letter dated 12/29 by the zoning enforcement officer,
Yep.
there are 2 points in there that we would like to put on the table right now and talk about. But you don't have to talk about them, of course, if you don't want to, but the applicant would. There are 2 points. The first one having to do with the definition of a structure and a building. And this is probably something that's been before you several times. It was stipulated in the letter that the canopy is a building. It was referenced from section 200 that the canopy was indeed a building. It is not a building. It does not have 4 walls. It does not have a roof. It is more traditionally being known by your definition as a structure. Okay, so the code reference that Mr. Meskis is referencing is incorrect. That's the first point. And just another food for thought, there is currently a structure in the setback area. There is a sign. A sign is characterized as a structure, and also a flagpole could be characterized as a structure. And you currently approved a previous application at this particular site for renovation of a restaurant, and that was a structure, and you approved it at that time back in 2018. So that's the first point. The second point is he also makes a reference at the end of the letter that has to do with Paper Street. There's currently a right-of-way that comes from, if you're standing in front of the site and it's at the the right entrance, there's a paper street that goes back to 11 Griffin Road, which is the McKissick property. As I understand it, and this is Mass General Law, is that the planning board has no jurisdiction to arbitrate either right-of-ways or easements. So the mention of this, I actually spoke to Chris at DOT about this, because we currently have a SHAPS permit that we're discussing with DOT, Chris Chambers. If the way that it is set up right now with that particular right-of-way, it's what's called a mixed use. We have a use for the property itself, and also a use that would connect the property in the rear to the McKissick's property. That would mean that you would, if the right-of-way stands, you would have a residential use and a commercial use. So Chris Chambers has already stipulated that he will not approve a mixed use. So again, it's his to arbitrate. He feels that all of the properties that are in that back area are served by Griffin Road to the state right away, and that he doesn't feel that it's appropriate to use that as a right of way. So it's going to be our stipulation going forward that number one, we will not ask for a mixed use, and we would just ask for one use when we go to have our state DOT driveway opening permit completed. So just those 2 points going forward. I think we need to discuss that, of course. We haven't had any peer review comments from Graves. We're also pending with a stormwater application permit to Concom. And there are several and many points that we have to address there as well. So it's our request that we continue our application to the next meeting.
Hey, thank you, Steve. I guess I would like to get the board members, as far as what you want to just continue to the next hearing, continue this item to the next meeting that we have, and not open the public hearing.
Until we receive peer review comments and that we're able to address them, if that helps.
All right. Gene, you have any opinion on?
Yeah, either we're opening it or we're not opening it, and if
Yeah.
we're not opening it, we shouldn't be hearing any comments.
Yep.
Am I correct on that or not?
Yes.
Okay, so,
I mean, the applicant's engineer has made, I guess, some points as far as,
But I mean, those comments aren't within the purview of the board anyways. The board has not, he's got to take it up with Mr. Meskis, or it's a private easement. Again, that has nothing to do with the board. They're not within the board's purview, so.
Well, I'm not sure it should be any comments to you, though, Randy. That's the question. If it is indeed a private question, why is he publishing it as comments to you? I guess becomes our question.
I guess he, like the building commissioner has done in the past, he's made us aware as far as things that he's come up with. I mean, because whenever the planning board gets any kind of site plan or anything like that, every department in the town gets the plan and they are asked to offer comment on it.
Yeah, so I think what we'd prefer to do is we'll address any comments from peer review and conservation.
Gotcha. All right, Dawn, what do you think?
I have no problem continuing this on. I don't think we're ready to discuss it.
All right, Bill,
Yeah, just continue it. I have no other comments on it either.
John Smith,
I agree with the continuance.
okay. All right. Ray, do we even need to do a vote on,
To vote, open the public hearing,
not even opening the public hearing?
continue the public hearing, or open the public hearing on a January 19th meeting.
All right. Do I need to do a vote on that? Yeah?
Do you need a motion?
Yeah,
I'll make a motion. We open this, we postpone this public hearing until January 19th.
I'll second that.
all right, all those in favor, Gene Vincent,
I,
John Clay,
Aye.
John Smith,
Aye.
Bill Fontaine,
Aye.
Ross Mancy, aye.
Thank you,
very much.
Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Steve. All right, let's do, we've got a zoning bylaw diagnostic review.
Yeah, I had been going back and forth with Gabe Trevor, and he unfortunately didn't get anything before the meeting and said he wouldn't be ready. And then all of a sudden I received something late this afternoon that I didn't even realize I got till a little while ago, where he finally given the red line version that the board requested of the bylaws. So I want to send them to the board. He said he will be available for the next meeting. But this way, if I send him to the board, that it'll give everybody an opportunity to review where we are at this point in time. And where to go from here. And then Gabe will be at that meeting for any comments or suggestions.
All right. Does the board have anything they want to discuss as far as any kind of zoning things, whether it was brought up to them by anyone, or it's out of something as far as adding something to any, just over the holidays, just throwing it out there since we have it as an agenda item and the opportunity to put something out there.
I have no comments.
Okay.
Through the chair, Ross,
Yeah.
not to be nervous, but can we, as a board, decide on a drop dead date on when we want to just call it? Say this is, and so we're not scrambling when May comes along for the town meeting. Just the thought, you know.
That you should, because we have a deadline for the warrant to get it, onto the town meeting, so.
I mean, I know we're still early, but those weeks always seem to slide by, and they're like, oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
Getting close.
Oh, by the next meeting, I'll try to get the dates of when it has to be in the warrant and everything, so we're aware of what our deadlines are.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna need public hearings and whatnot on this. We'll probably need a couple of weeks of public hearings, I would assume.
Right.
Through the chair.
Go ahead, Bill.
If we could, we've had a lot of meetings on this. I've kind of lost track of where we are. I wonder if we could just get a red line version of the latest
Well, that's what
revision. Yeah.
I've been trying to coordinate with Gabe, and I literally got it late this afternoon.
Okay.
So I'm gonna forward it to the board. Hopefully I'll forward it to you all tomorrow.
Well, and do we have a folder for that on our SharePoint or the team site, Don? Maybe we can.
I can put it in
there.
one.
Yeah.
I can do that and put it in one. If there isn't
I think
one there already, I can make one.
Yeah, there is one there already. It's just, I think you need to add to it, maybe add some dates on a couple of date folders in there, baby.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be good, just for track changes, and that would be very helpful. Thanks, Randy.
Yep.
One thing I thought of, and I think I was just talking with some other people, what would be the board's feeling as far as since a lot of the Route 20 core is gonna be CD, adding multifamily as or two-family housing availability by a special permit?
Honestly, I think it might be a good idea for the board to consider that. If we do it as a special permit, the board's gonna have control over it, because there are sites that would be good, but some that won't be appropriate. So making it a special permit on these, particularly the properties that are on the Route 20 corridor, would be a very good idea. I think that's gonna become more popular as time goes on, especially with the new facilities coming in.
And plus, I think the tax bills went out this week, and I saw the thing where the median house value in Chapman's 345, up from 290. So I think just the way that
Yep.
And some affordable options, yeah.
just other options, I guess, but the good, by making a special permit, the board can make it, they can be arbitrary about where it fits, where it doesn't fit, what fits, what doesn't fit.
Right.
So just I guess to give that flexibility. Just throwing it out there.
I honestly think it would be a good idea. I've had a lot of interest in doing that, and it's appropriate because those are the areas that are water and sewer, so, which is typically needed for that type of, use. So if we make it as a special permit, then the board has complete control of where it would be appropriate or not.
Yeah, I agree.
Jane, you have any opinion on that?
Yeah, pretty much with what you've been saying. I'm leaning toward that way too.
Bill?
Yeah, I'm not opposed to it. A special permit obviously gives us a lot of leeway on the approval of it. There's also, you know, just a lot of property in Charlton that we could open that up to other, you know, zones as well. So
John Smith?
with
Yeah.
I mean, special permit. Yeah, I mean, what are you thinking, Ross? Just like a development in one of these spots, or just, I mean, some of these tracks are kind of large. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to.
it'd have to be the appropriate lot almost for it to
Without
sit
it-
on it, you know?
Without a doubt, and I think that, I think there is a formula right now in the zoning bylaw for how many. I can't recite it off the top of my head, but it's, because multifamily is only allowed right now in, R40. And you can get so many units.
Oh, based on the frontage?
On the
Yeah.
front square footage of the lot.
Yeah,
And
I
then,
think by doing that, you're gonna be allowing some of the mixed use or multi-use facilities in there, which could open up a new market for more affordable housing for some people, especially with the resources in those areas, and that's kind of what's necessary for that. So I think it's actually a good thing. In the right location. It could potentially be the right thing to do.
yeah, I mean, I'm not like, personally, I don't think like a huge apartment complex, maybe condo buildings, like triplexes and stuff like that. I'm just throwing it, just what I've seen
Yep.
as far as other buildings, because I was going, my wife and I went out to dinner, Sunday night, and we were going down James Street in Worcester, and right before you get to the light at Stafford Street, they're putting up the whole strip, looks like it's condos. It had to have been like 8 to 10 of them all in a row. It's just, I mean, I know that the market is good, but I mean, like putting good use to the property. I think it was an old warehouse building that they knocked down, but
Yeah.
improved it. But I know in the bylaw there's a formula for how many you can put in.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Just as long as, I mean, just to put better use, I mean, give the property owners that availability, especially on Route 20 for development. And then a different option for housing for people.
You know, do we really want to encourage duplexes along that road? Or are you talking something more of a multifamily?
you could already do, multifamily, you can already build duplexes. Multifamily would allow for, you know, apartments, condos, whatever you want to call it, you know, however they present it. Much more than duplexes.
Sure.
But the board will always have the discretion over it, though, with the special
Yeah,
Right.
no, I think it would add some flexibility there. I agree.
without a doubt. So, all right, Randy, if you could have Gabe throw that in.
Yeah, we'll work on that.
All right, if there's nothing else, anyone else has, we'll move on to the next agenda item. All right, we got another annual approval for Pillar LLC 106 Carpenter Hill Road Solar Site Plan Approval Extension Request, which was formerly known as 49 Carpenter Hill Road.
Yeah, that's actually under construction. They'll probably be done by this time next year, but they're asking for 1 more year extension. I believe it's till January 9th, 2023. January 9th, 2022 to January 9th, 2023.
All right, do we have a motion to approve the annual extension for Pilar LLC 106 Carpenter Hill Road to January 9th, 2023.
So moved.
I'll second that.
All right, all those in favor, Gene Vincent,
Aye.
John Clay,
All right, aye.
John Smith,
Abstain.
hey, Phil Fontaine,
Aye.
Ross Mansky. All right, next up, we have Mass General Law, Chapter 61A, parcel release from the Kinstry, which is number 7 and 13 Sampson Road, Lot 32, Block B, Lot 2.3, and Lot 32, Block B, Lot 2.
Yeah, this is the McKinstry property right at the corner of Route 20 and Sampson Road. My understanding that Treehouse is buying it. No idea what their intentions are yet, but they're buying the property. But I guess they're giving life rights for Mr. McKinstry's uncle who still lives there. So I guess they're not in a hurry to do anything at this point in time. So
All right. All right, do we have
Is this-
any? Go right
Yeah,
ahead.
one question. Is this coming before us because they're taking it out of 61A?
Correct.
yes. There's no intention for development at this time.
Okay, so we're just advising the selectmen how we feel about taking it out of 61A.
Correct.
Okay. Okay, just want to make sure.
All right. Do we have, it's whether we exercise our first right of refusal, right?
Yes.
Do we have a motion?
Sure, I'll make a motion that we recommend we do not exercise our first right of refusal for the property in 7 and 13 Sampson Road coming out of 61A.
I'll second that.
All right, all those in favor, Gene Vincent,
Aye.
John Clay,
Aye.
Phil Fontaine,
Aye.
John Smith,
Aye.
Ross Mansky, aye, it's unanimous. All right. Did we have any minutes?
No, Jane
I
did
don't-
not provide them. I think it's her, she's ill, so.
I'll make sure I didn't miss anything. All right. Do you have any other business at the? No.
No, not at this time. We're gonna see how the town hall goes, but with these types of applications that we got, I think it's gonna be kind of difficult to do them via Zoom. I don't know what the board's position is on it, but I don't know if we want to try to have in-person meetings or not. Right now, they started the mandate to wear masks in the town hall again, which I know for public meetings makes it difficult, but
Any indication how long that mandate's gonna be? Oh, no, just depends how,
yeah, it depends how things
Definitely.
goes.
all right.
I mean, we can keep our options open for the moment and just play it by ear to the next meeting. But plan to have it, we'll do in person via Zoom unless something changes or it's not gonna work out.
Yeah,
Yeah, because there's been quite a few people that have been out lately.
Yeah.
I think they're just sort of waiting and looking at it day to day. When people call and ask if town hall is open, all I'm telling them is, right now it is.
Yeah.
All before you drive up. It may
Yep.
be. But I've heard nothing that they're planning on closing it.
okay, that's a good thing.
To the chair.
Go right ahead, John.
I mean, I'm not opposed to of going in with a mask if that helps. I'm not opposed. That's kind of what I've been doing all along. I'm vaccinated and shot and reshot, so at this point, it is what it is to me. You know? So that's kind of what my feeling is on it.
Yeah, I don't mind doing me in person with the mask. I mean, it's all about preference. I mean,
Yep.
personally, I prefer in person over Zoom because I just get a better feel of people as far as how a meeting is going.
Well, I think the gas station was gonna be a little complicated, and now it sounds like Foursquare might be also. So it's gonna be hard to do that kind of stuff over Zoom, you know, if we can try to do it in person.
Right. I don't have a problem meeting in person as long as everybody has a mask and,
Yeah, I
No
mean, I've
guarantee
been
with that.
vaccinated as well, so,
and there's no guarantee even if you're vaccinated anymore.
yeah, exactly. You just don't know.
There's no guarantee with a mask either, from what
Yeah.
the latest CDC says.
Right?
I agree with all of that.
Through the chair one more time,
Go right ahead, John.
that just, I've been jogging my memory, trying to remember the Foursquare, the conversation. And I believe they did come, the property owners were there and they didn't have any objections to the site plan. I don't recall all this vitriol. Maybe they did talk in private and they thought they had some agreement with them. It was interesting.
I'm in the same boat you are, John. Go ahead, John.
So what I was going to say is, I think if you check the notes, there was a lot of back and forth that went personally between them. I know that they had approved on a fence for them. I remember that they had agreed not to do any parking there at the time, but at the time they were just going to be medical. They weren't going to be recreational, so they probably didn't need it and didn't care about it.
Yep,
But
yep.
there were some agreements there. I remember the conversations with the dogs, and I remember Dan and the Foursquare folks being very supportive of them, which gave them ease and allowed them to support it. If they're going back on those agreements, that's where the support is getting pulled back, I'm sure. So unfortunately, I'm not sure that private agreement was ever publicized. It was just between them, which may tend to be a problem going forward. But I still think we need to look at the changes and figure out why the changes are there and why we didn't agree with them before.
Yeah, that would be a good one to have them both in the same room together to work that out, definitely.
Yep.
Especially because it seems like nothing's in writing between those two.
That's why I was asking that lady, because it doesn't seem like they put anything in writing.
Well, that's a smart lawyer.
Yeah, right.
And
It's not in writing, it's only a rumor.
Right.
yeah. So, let's see. Well, no, that would be one to have in person though, and have the applicant in.
Yeah, exactly.
Just to get it squared away. So, all right. If no one has anything else, we have a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All those in favor, Gene Vincent,
Aye.
John Clay,
Aye.
John Smith, Joe Fontaine.
Aye.
Ross Murphy, aye. All right, you guys have a great week. We'll see you on
Hey.
the 9th.
All
Good
right,
night.
have a good day.
Yep.
I hope you guys feel better there, Randy.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
See you guys.
Bye.